guys, I did a video very recently talking about things that I was not willing to give up while I was on the Dave Ramsey plan. Some of those things changed as I matured and grew in the journey, and some things I stuck with the entire time. Today, I want to tell you about things that I actually easily gave up, and it kind of surprised me. So, first thing that we gave up was the idea of running around all the time. Basically cutting back on fuel, gas for our vehicles. Just having to better plan things, and before I hopped in the car and just took off to wherever, I really needed to think like, okay, am I gonna be in that vicinity within the next couple days and get whatever I need then? Can I wait? Having a list everywhere that I went and just really being intentional about where I was and what I was doing. No matter where you live, this is a really good idea, but I actually live out, like out in the country, and I love it. And there are a few things like grocery stores and stuff around, but you have to go probably a good 40-ish minutes to get to the bigger places that you need. And we have to be intentional about that. I can't just hop in the car and drive to town to get what I need on a whim. So that was something I had to really learn to do, because when we first moved here, I did that a lot. And then just really when we started tracking on the Every Dollar app what we were spending in gas, it was a lot. And we both have two large vehicles, so we just really recognized that we needed to cut back in that area. And once I started making a list and planning, it wasn't really that difficult. Eating out less. At first, it seemed like such a bummer. But after a good 30 days of meal planning, eating at home, it really has now become my preference to just eat at home, and I will tell you why. For one, I don't have to load my kids up in the car and go anywhere, because again, living so far out, to go into town, to go to the restaurants that we like, it's just a hassle. It really is. And the biggest thing that I have enjoyed about not eating out is losing weight. I did not realize how much, even trying to go out and like order a salad, order this and eat light, I was still eating way more when we ate out than I do at home. And the meals that I make at home, I know exactly what I put in them. I can cut back on this, add this, and I can get a better gauge of what my calorie intake is as opposed to eating at a restaurant. So that's been really helpful. So ultimately, as the saying goes, larger wallet, thinner waist, that has been true. And now we basically have just decided to eat out like once a week. And that's typically taking the kids like to Chick-fil-A to play and have a treat. And I've been totally okay with that. Finding free or very inexpensive entertainment for our children. This has not been difficult for me, and it's been fun. I have found a lot of resources, great resources, that have been a blessing for us. We have a library not that far from us that has a ton of children's activities all the time, and they're free. So we just ride down there, and again, we just plan to make a day of it during that time, and it's really helpful. Like it's been a huge blessing. There's a park near there, there's snow cones, there's a few other things that we can do that are not that expensive or free, which is always good. And so we've really taken advantage of that. We have found a theater that does dollar movies on Monday and Tuesday mornings, and we take advantage of things like that. So we have a nice outing. Cost us literally $3, which is great, unless we get a couple snacks, which we account for. And still, it's a fun little play date. We usually go with a couple other friends, and it's great. Local parks have been a huge play source for us to get out of the house and go, and we'll pack a picnic. And again, it's free, especially when they're close by the house. And that's just been really nice, and it's been really it's teaching your kids that contentment. They don't feel like they're missing out on anything. And this summer, we actually have forfeited the idea of a summer vacation at all. And I know in America, that's just, it's summer. Like, you gotta take your kids somewhere and do something. And we're like, no, we actually wanna finish our debt journey sooner. And to make that happen, we are skipping any form of vacation this summer. And it's been totally fine. It has honestly been so much easier than I thought it would be. So I would encourage anyone that feels like, oh man, it's summer, we gotta do this. Oh, it's this. I mean, it's one summer. And when I think about the trips that we can take guilt-free, debt-free, totally paid for, starting in the fall of this year, like skipping it this year is really not that big a deal. Cleaning supplies. When I really started adding these things up, I was shocked how much all my cleaning supplies added up to. And then I tried the natural cleaners for a little while, and like some of them okay, some of them no. So I have learned to get a concentrate, just my preference, and I can use that like practically all over my house. And then there are a few other things that I might need, but ultimately I have been able to really cut back on my cleaning supplies, and I'm probably never going to change that now that I've seen the light. I'm probably never going to change the product. Home decor. So I like to decorate. I don't do it all the time, but it's just something fun for me. I have really learned how to work sales at different places, like Hobby Lobby is a great example. I have learned to watch sales at Home Goods and dig around, but I have really learned to thrift shop in the thrift stores. I could tell you which ones to go to, what days that they have their half price stuff for clothes and Home Goods. I mean, I've got it down. And I love it. I literally love it. I love when someone points to like, oh wow, that's really pretty. And I'm like, you know, I got that for $2.50. Did you know I got that for like 50 cents? I mean, I'm like so proud of myself. I have this beautiful lamp, a blue and white. I'm really into blue and white. I have a blue and white lamp that is beautiful. $2. Yeah. At a thrift store. So pretty. It needed a shade. I found one on sale at Lowe's, I believe, and I get so many compliments on it because it coordinates with the rug that I have, and it just, I love it. And the other thing is too, if my kids ever break something, I'm not so heavily invested in anything that it's like the end of the world, which I love that too. And that was not hard to give up either, to find things on sale and to thrift store shop. I have actually grown to truly enjoy finding those deals. And again, no matter how much money I ever accumulate, I think I'm always going to shop that way because it's just amazing what you can find at the price that you can find it at. I'm telling you, if you haven't ever gotten into that world, you need to dive in head first because it's amazing. So I would love to hear about the things that you have given up to get your debt snowball rolling. What's been hard and what's been easy, because there are things that you find that you're like, wow, I can't even believe we're spending money on that, whether it be cable like it was for me or subscriptions to dumb things, all kinds of stuff that when you really start reading through, you're like, well, why did I ever even pay for that? That was so dumb. And I just want to hear about it. Like, I just think this whole topic about budgeting, getting out of debt is so interesting. I love to hear everybody else's story because we've all done things differently, but we have the same goal in mind. So I hope everyone is doing well with their debt-free journey. Like I said, I want to hear from you. I hope you guys have a great day, and I will talk to you later.